All right, hello team. We are back on our social media journey. And after our last call, I kind of did some research where I read a lot of the emails that different companies have started to contact me. And I read through everything, and I could see stuff and go, okay, that doesn't apply to us. That doesn't apply to us. We don't need to build the website. We don't need to do that. But really what I came across is a clearer definition of what we're doing. And we call it a social media journey. Obviously, having a business Facebook, learning how to do effective Facebook Live. James is going to talk to you a little bit about that, going live when you're doing your own events, and how to do that successfully. But what I came across was an acronym of SEO. And I had to look it up. I mean, I kept coming across it, and I really didn't know what it meant. And I found out that it's a search encrypt optimization. I can't say that word right now. I'll be able to say it in 10 minutes, but I can't say it right now. Anyhow, optimization. So what we're doing is we want to have the strongest keywords out there. What are people looking for right now? How can we find what they're looking for? Because we have a strong search encrypt optimization like AdWords, okay? So that's all about the keywords. Obviously, we want to have a good headline. We want to have a well-written ad that intrigues people so that when they see it, they're going to click on it and they're going to go into our sites, and we're going to be able to solve a problem for them. So a friend and I were talking about her direct sales business and how she could use AdWords. And honestly, she really didn't have as many ways to market and advertise her business as we have with Pampered Chef. You know, I've told people from the very beginning when I started training with a new consultant, hey, this is a marketing and advertising business. The better you market and advertise yourself as an expert, our products, our host plan, our career plan, the trips, the benefits with Pampered Chef, any of those things, the more successful you're going to be. And so right now we've been sharing some of our ads, we've been sharing some of our keywords, but I want to encourage you, and this is very important, this is probably the most important thing I have to say on this particular call, is you want to make yourself unique. You want to have some keywords that you come up with every single week that are your keywords, that are unique to you and what you're going to be sharing pictures on. So I want you to crawl inside my brain right now and go with me to the month of May and some of the things that I can think of and explore. But I also want you to widen your awareness when you're on Pinterest, when you're getting Facebook feeds, when you're seeing commercials, when you're looking at a magazine for the upcoming month, when you go to the library, when you get into your cookbooks, when you're looking at what international celebration it is for the month, from artichokes to ice cream, whatever the holidays are, how can I monopolize and use that for my keywords this week? Or can I get ahead of the game and use it 2 weeks before it happens? So as I said, you're going to crawl inside my brain with me today, and we're going to talk a little bit about May. So when I think of May, I know that in Colorado, I can start planting after Mother's Day, flowers and things like that, going to gardening, really get my yard cleaned up, those kinds of things. So that makes me think of farm to table, which is a really strong marketing campaign that people are interested in. Obviously, they need to plant it in the spring so they can harvest it in the fall or whatever it is. How can you monopolize on that by possibly showing our salad spinner? Maybe you're showing our unique salad lunch kits. that take and make, a salad making show. Also, the 1st of May, what's the 1st of May? It's May Day. And what do we think about May Day? We think about flowers. So I went on our recipe search and I put in flowers, and I came up with all kinds of recipes that are going to make beautiful pictures that I can post for my Instagram, for my Facebook, for my Twitter feeds. And these are some of the things: the edible flower arrangements, the tuxedo brownies, the strawberry flowered garnish, sugared rose petals, or how to sugar flowers, flower ice cubes. There were the cookie art for the kids, how to do the cookie art. There's something called Flower Power Snacks. There are cakes that you can make that look like sunflowers, that you use the Twinkies around the edges to make a very simple sunflower cake. So there were all kinds of things. There was a potted garden cake. There were mini cake towers that you could use in conjunction with the sugared flowers. Edible flowers was another thing. So those are all things that you can start posting this week to monopolize on May Day, because there's just so many different things. It also made me think, hey, in California in May, what really starts happening is strawberries are coming into season. There's going to be beautiful fresh strawberries. So posts on how to dip strawberries, different recipes like strawberry shortcakes, strawberry trifle, berries and cream, tuxedo brownies, strawberry cheesecake. There's just so many different ways for the month of May that you could take 2 weeks and just focus on strawberry recipes. Then, of course, you're going to want to show the tools like the salad spinner with the berry insert on how to take care of those strawberries. You want to always pair what the holiday, the celebration, the insight is, and bring it back to our tools and link it back to your website. So that's something that you want to do. Also, Pampered Chef focuses in the month of May on our Help with Cancer programs. So you can be showing the pink ribbon cookies. We have in the Hiltbrand cluster, if you go to allstaratlas.com, you are going to find a wonderful Think Pink recipe cookbook that Jana Keen put together and shared with everybody. And there are 30 recipes that focus on the Help with Cancer Think Pink theme. So that's just a little bit about marketing and advertising. All of those unique situations for May are going to have unique keywords. So you want to have the words that are the basics, but then each time you do a new ad group or a new campaign, you want to have 3 new keywords at least. And you want to use our basics, but then you want to come up with things that are individual to you. If you're still having trouble with this, call me. I'll absolutely let you crawl into my brain. We'll come up with something unique for you. But that's one of the ways to really capitalize on marketing and advertising with the ad groups, and using the search encrypted optimization for that particular month, that particular week, for that particular trend or buzzword. So that's a little bit about that. I know, James, you are prepared to talk a little bit more about keywords, and just some of the ways people can find them, use them, understand clicks and conversions. So take it away.
Thank you, Ms. D. Hello, everybody. This is James Flowers, your friend to the end. I'll make y'all laugh. Hey, I've actually done some research, and I've been looking at different ways, because we all are using Google AdWords right now, and there's another company that you can utilize as well, Bing. Some of us know Bing who uses Yahoo. You have Yahoo search and Bing. Well, here's a cool thing, folks. You can actually create a Bing AdWords account and import your Google AdWords account, and it works exactly the same. So if I'm going to share my screen real quick to show y'all something. we'll get this out of the way. I've actually created an actual step-by-step 9 steps how to create your actual Bing account, import your Google AdWords, and just go and do it.
This is amazing. Yay, awesome.
So this actually has a breakdown and shows screenshots of examples of how it will all look step-by-step, folks. And I'll be emailing this to Miss Hiltbrand, and she'll send it out to the team as need be. But the fact that you actually are advertising on Google AdWords and you're advertising on Bing AdWords, you have the exact same keywords but 2 different search engines that are going to work for you. So as Ms. Dee's already talked about earlier about getting those specific keywords out there and getting out to your target audience, it helps you out a lot. I'm just sliding down this so you can just see a little idea of what that looks like. So for more information, please get with Ms. Hiltbrand at the end of this video, and we'll be sending it out to you. So I'm gonna minimize this a second. We talk about social media. I want to go back and point out something real quick, folks. When you're doing those who have been on these events know I've talked about Facebook and your events and going live. So I just went to one of my event pages. I'm trying to pull up one real quick that you can see. I'll click on my buddy's birthday party that's coming up. So I talked to you about having your business page. I talked about you about having your events on your business page. Here's something you can do, folks. When you're actually
We lost you, sound.
Lost me sound? Can you hear me?
Yeah, so can you repeat that?
Yes, I'll back up. So as I stated before, when you're actually doing your Facebook pages, your business page, create the event that you're having. Like this is my buddy's birthday next week or this weekend. So this can be your online event or your local event that you're doing at someone's house. So create the event. Everything is step-by-step, like need to be. When it comes right here to the description part, right in the post, what you're able to do on your phone is go live from the event page. What's the benefit of that? That one event has people that are live, people tracking it, it sees what's going on. So when you go to ask a host for another event, well, are those things pretty fun? Can you do anything? You're actually getting people connected and following you on the event. So the host sees, wow, I can really utilize this. I can build my business just by doing this. So that gets the host excited to want to join your team. It also gives you Google Analytics or social media analytics and tracking across the board because people are popping up all over the place and they're actually providing you some income. So you can do this. You can't do it on the computer, obviously, but on your tablet or your phone, you will be able to click go live from the event and not from your page. So wrapping up real quick, going back to the actual Bing. So we talked about Google AdWords. You can now actually create a Bing AdWords account and you can import your Google AdWords. Ms. D has already talked about the keywords and she'll go back in a little more detail so you can use those keywords on both search engines. When you're doing your social media, make sure you have a business page up and running, create an event for the different things you're doing, whether it's somebody's home, a show, or online hosting party. And if you're at one of these events, make sure you're going Facebook Live from the event itself to build up the hosts, the visitors, and your numbers. If you have any more questions, please feel free to reach me, James Flowers, at 719-297-1576. Ms. D, I turn it back over to you.
Okay, so on this particular call, I wanted, again, to kind of plant the seeds about why you want to do this, you know. And so I went through the month so far, and we're 3/4 of the way through the month. And as a whole group, we probably have about $27,000 of online search encrypted optimization orders. These are orders we have captured because of using keywords and a site like AdWords. So what James was telling you is Bing is probably the second biggest site where people search. And so if you want to try that as an additional way to capture more ads and more sales, I also want to tell you that there's certain times of the year that you're going to want to market more heavily and you are going to want to have a budget for that. So many consultants who have been around the block before, they have created a budget that they have used to do farmers markets, or a budget that they have used to do vendor events. Some people used to do magazine ads and newspaper ads, and they created a budget for that. Some people did bridal registry kinds of events with a big bridal show, and they put out a lot of money for that. Other people spend money on paperwork. They invest in the new products, making sure they have their hands on the new products. So I guarantee you, as a business owner, you have had some kind of budget that you have used for advertising. This is a new way to think about that budget. Maybe you don't buy the products if you're going to be a virtual consultant. You don't buy everything. You just buy the things that your family's going to use at the 50% off. And you use the money you would have bought everything with as your starting nest for your ad budget. Now, the thing that I have noticed is I have made way more money than I have spent. And you have to understand, I have paid for some training. I have paid to be the first person who didn't know what they were doing. I have paid out some money to help some of my family members do these kinds of things. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute as well. I have still made more money than I've spent. So what I want to think about is, what is my percentage of return? How much am I spending and how much am I making? And if I continue to up my budget, will I continue to make the same kind of profitability, but I am doing less work? Because it's like getting ready for a show. You have to pack your kit, you have to clean up your stuff, and you have to do your host coaching. You have to set it up online. You have to have a website. You have to go through your paperwork. You have to be prepared with your recipes. And you have to know what the monthly specials are. But the next time you do the show in the same month, it's less work because you already spent the time. So in this particular arena, if you've already made your keyword list for Google, and now you can just import it into Bing, and you're still going to be making 17%, do you want to increase your budget? Do you want to try something new? Do you want to pay for a site that's going to set up all your social directories? Do you want to do a one-time fee? Do you want to do a monthly fee? And as a business owner, a lot of times we get so concerned about not spending money that we're losing money. Or we don't see that we need to change where we were spending the money and then spend it in a new area. And so having a little bit of a planning day where you go through this kind of stuff, you look at your results, and you also have to understand that this is a long-term program. If you try it for 1 month and you don't make money, you probably wasted your money. Because most people, as they're setting up their social media, they are investing this in the long term into years. You are getting that customer base of people following you. You're getting loyal customers, repeat customers. You're learning how to market to their friends and ask for referrals. And this is a process. So you need to kind of think about that. Again, coming back to why, and I mentioned that we probably got $27,000. We're ahead of last month already. And that's because some of the smart directors on our team went out and recruited 6 social media consultants to their team. That's about what I have. Janet Moffat's done that. Katie's done that. And that is where they have consultants who are just doing the search encrypted optimization AdWords. And those of us who are in the business, this is gravy. This is extra stuff from our virtual shows, from our catalog shows, from our cooking shows, from the orders that we get because we've been in business a while. This is what we refer to as gravy. But we also want to think of it as, who do we know in every 15-mile territory that I can add to my team and teach them how to do a search encrypted optimization business? And 3 of us have already done that, where we have gotten people who are already getting started. And, you know, I have people on my team that don't have any sales, and I have people on my team, in my personal team, that have gotten thousands of dollars this month in sales. My daughter-in-law qualified this month, and that's another thing I want to talk about, is qualifying your consultants on your team. Maybe you want to make a short-term investment with them where you help them get started, especially if they're in their first 90 days where they get that free website. Get them up and running, get them qualified, teach them how to do that, and then let them run on their own. So I know that Janet has qualified, I think, 3 consultants with the Search Encrypted Optimization Program. I know that Katie has qualified people. I have qualified people. I have actually laser pointed the people on my team. There's a brand new report. You can see who has never qualified. And maybe that's who you want to work with for a little bit and just get them qualified. Maybe you do it one at a time, but maybe that's part of how you earn your trip. Also, as you're getting additional sales every single month, you're also going to be qualifying for those extra bonus points for our trip this year that they are replacing from the social media sales. So we have other consultants on my team that haven't qualified that are now halfway there. We have some people that are a third of the way there, and we have some people that are only getting a couple $100 of sales each month, but that keeps them from going inactive before they do qualify. So again, there is a new report that tells you who has not qualified. I believe you were sent the email link to it, so check your email. And I think it came from Lisa Bonasorti, maybe? No, we'll look it up and find out who it came from. Maybe it was Doreen Grass. So we will find that out. But one of the teams has over $15,000 in sales for the month, and 3/4 of those sales have come from online sales. Another director on our team has over $9,000 in sales, and 7,000 have come from the online sales. I have a team leader who is getting close to promoting out as a director. This would be our 2nd social media promotion. And, you know, we're not pushing her or anything, just showing her the benefits of when she gets that. We had a little bit of setback. Somebody's got cancer. You know, those things happen. But we're going for overages. We're going for people who like to get a couple $100 extra every single month. You know, and that's a big deal. Like my son and my daughter-in-law, $300, $400 extra that month. You know, from their little social media business, their search encrypted optimization business, their AdWords, you know, is going to just add to their own peace of mind. So, you know, that might make or break whether they pay their insurance this month or not. But I was talking to another family member on my team, a niece of mine. She asked me a question on Facebook about buying some camper checks. She wanted a link. And I just said, hey, well, the best way for you to do this is get one of those kits. And I can help you get set up. You won't be doing deliveries. You know, I'm helping them field the questions that they get asked. That is one thing that I am finding with my search encrypted optimization consultants is people ask them, what about the spot in the popcorn popper? You know, she had plunked it down in the middle, and her microwave was pretty high powered, and she burnt the popcorn. Well, she got a little spot on her popcorn. That new consultant didn't know how to answer that question, so I'm helping them with the answers. There's probably 15 different questions that have come in about that. So be prepared to help them with those questions, but you know how to do that. So I had a family member, and she's going to sign up this weekend. We're going to help her get going on it, and she's in East Texas. Again, she's in a different 50-mile radius of me, and we're going to help her get those products that she wanted much cheaper by getting her that starter kit. She's out on her own on a ranch. She has good internet. She's young. She's bright. And so we're signing her up. Then I had another family member that I talked to. So, well, what about Facebook changing their rules? And all those people who were doing virtual shows, they got in trouble for this and they got in trouble for that. And they couldn't do it this way and they couldn't do it that way. Expect change. That's going to happen. We're going to be constantly tweaking how we do this. Bing just set up how they do they stopped doing their ads at the bottom, and now they're only going to do them at the sides. Pinterest changed the way we're doing that. We are going to keep learning and sharing together. But that family member has so much fear that even though she could be making hundreds of dollars a month until the change comes and we adapt to it, she's choosing to let the fear stop her, as opposed to the family member who says, let's sign me up this weekend, I'm going to do it. So that's there. I just want, you to think about it. Another one of the leaders says, well, I'm really not confident. I don't understand this. It's like regular recruiting. I do believe I mentioned this on our last call, but I want to say it again. You can recruit people who do not have the same inability or abilities as you. They could be married to or have given birth to somebody who this makes sense to, that they can use as a support system. So again, the more people that you have trying this, the more people you are going to find who can pick up the ball and run with it on their own, or the people who qualify and fall away. It's just the same as regular recruiting. And so many people use failure of one person or one situation to be an anchor in their business and stop them from moving forward, as opposed to how many people can I bring on board that are getting a great starter kit, that are making a little bit of money, that are going to try this and see if they like it, and then they pick up the ball and they continue with it. So that's kind of just, my insights for this month. For this particular call, and we're going to keep working on this. The particular handout that James gave you that shows you step-by-step how to move your information from AdWords to Bing is priceless. You want to act on it, just like me telling you the breakdown of the money with people who are making a little bit, people who are making a lot. I don't think we talked about the conversions and the clicks, James, and then I'll just finish up with our standard closing. So if you could just kind of talk on that really quick.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. D. Back on. Now, when we're doing these AdWords and Bing words and other searches, we got to look at our conversion and clicks. You got to be very careful the keywords that you're using, because people are clicking and going to your site, but you're not getting any income from it, then maybe those keywords are not working for you. So we have to, as she's already stated, go into look at those keywords. Now, at the same time, you actually can do what's called a conversion campaign, in which you can take those clicks and direct them to your social media pages. If you're looking to add more likes or more followers, then use those keywords that would attract attention. Tell them to go to your social media page and to like the page or to follow you. The big benefit of that is you now have an audience you're building up. So you're getting larger and larger audience. So you do more and more events and post more things. You're spreading out further around the country and around the area. Now, I know you got to stay within a 50-mile radius, but we want to make sure we get everybody within a 50-mile radius involved with you. So some campaigns you can do can be designed directly to build your social media numbers over building your income and sales. All right, back to you, ma'am.
Okay, and the same thing, you could also do one that leads back just into recruiting, where, if there's a job fair in the area and people are searching the job fair, and you could put Colorado Springs Job Fair, and then you have the information and it links back to your website, to the recruiting information. That might be a great keyword campaign, that you use all of those words that people are clicking on, that aren't necessarily giving you sales, but they're giving you exposure. You might have your URL go back into your Facebook page as opposed to your Pampered Chef PWS. So that's super important. I really encourage you to spend a little bit of time, at least once a week, trying to up your awareness and understanding. These companies are sending you their phone number, asking you to call them for help, and they're going to explain things to you. Be aware that they're going to try to get you to spend some more money, but what you want to see is that they will also help you get more out of the money that you're spending. Setting that firm budget, realizing where you might want to move what you were spending money on catalogs and having extra catalogs at the end of the season, and you want to put it into your AdWords budget. Whether it's $25 a month, $1 a day, $3 a day, what it is, and if it's being successful in one area, you might want to do the little flyer that James had. I want to thank him for his time and for him working with all of us.
Thank you.
When you search direct sales in social media, you find a lot about how to do Facebook posts, how to advertise yourself, but not necessarily how to do the AdWords and the search encrypted optimization, which we all need to realize that's what we're doing and going for right now. So again, thank you. Have a great time. Sorry about the conflict tonight, but it just had a family thing that I need to take care of. And hopefully this will be insightful. If you have any questions, call us. James, what's your phone number again?
719-297-1576.
Okay, jump on it, because if you're not right behind, you're left behind. Let's do this.
I had to do it that time. I had to do it with you.
You're getting the spirit of it. All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.